Let's check out some more Oldhammer 40k artwork, because I know that you like it. So first up we have an iconic piece of art by the main man Dave Gallagher. Dave painted some amazing pieces, and I have to say this is up there with them. If you didn't know, these are Harlequins, the best Eldar in the game. Some of you youngsters might know them as Eldari, but yes, they used to be called Eldar. I myself still call them that. I do love the Death Jester's costume, and I might have to dress up like that for Halloween next year. So who do you reckon these Harlequins are fighting, and why are they clumping up together like that? I hope nobody sends a template weapon their way. So someone's sneaking about, isn't he? It's an Eldar Solitaire. Again, it's a Harlequin, but sadly this time I don't know the artist. If you know, then please let us all know in the comments below. The Solitaire is, in my opinion, the most interesting of all the Harlequins, more so than the Death Jester. His hand looks a bit odd though, doesn't it? Is it too long? Is it a fake hand? Or is it a weapon? The logo on the curtain looks different to a standard Imperial logo. Does anyone know what that is? So here are some Land Raiders, drawn by Sid and some other artists I can't identify. This is a piece of 40k history right here, so pay attention guys. Check out those Land Raider schemes, they are so nice. This is from back in the days when the Imperial Guard also had access to Land Raiders, something I feel they are still sorely missing. The Necromunda spiders are up there, top left. And I've been waiting for a plastic Necromunda Spiders kit from Games Workshop for a long time, but they seem to keep ignoring me. How dare you, Games Workshop? How dare you? The Lucky Sevens look interesting though, eh? I wonder what they're like. Now, I would absolutely love to paint one of those Oldhammer Rogue Trader era Land Raiders, but they are prohibitively, can't even say that word. They are rather expensive at the moment, especially if you look on eBay. Some of them go for around £500, and that is quite ridiculous. Once upon a time I had the 2-pack of Land Raiders and I sold them on eBay for £45. I was an idiot. I don't think they're worth £500, but people are charging it. Anyway, if you've got a spare one, let me know in the comments below and I'll happily take it off your hands. For a small fee, of course, or a large fee, depending on what you want. We'll come to a deal. I like to haggle. I love to bargain. A Gary Harrod piece up next, and this is very nice. It features a Space Marine having his helmet massaged by a Chaos Marine. There's a teeny tiny emblem on that Chaos Marine. It looks to be Slaanesh, so can we assume this massage comes with a happy ending? I don't know. There's another Marine patiently waiting in line, so it must be a good service. If I was to ever make a Chaos Space Marine army, it would be Slaanesh, no doubt. Another Harlequin by the unknown artist. This time the Harlequin is waving to us, and I do love the grin on his face, or is it a mask? He also has a sort of Boba Fett style backpack on his back, because where else would a backpack go? Anyway, the backpack is firing out some sort of little nub. Maybe it's some sort of grenade. He doesn't seem to be aware it's happening though, so maybe it's a misfire? Okay, so this piece is rad. It's so good I decided to use an 80s term for good. I think rad was short for radical, and it came from skateboarders or snowboarders or surfers or something. Nowadays rad is a type of weapon in 40k which is quite fitting. There's a marine shooting at something with a weapon that I can't identify. Can any of you guys tell us what that is? There's also a marine operating the Land Raiders sponsons from the side hatch, and I have never seen that done before or since, so they get extra credit for that. Oh, by the way, I don't know who the artist was of this one either. Another unknown artist piece here, and this one is apparently a high avatar. I think he's high in the pecking order as opposed to, under the influence. Well, I say that, he might well be. Who knows what sort of narcotics the Eldar use? But I guess that's more a dark Eldar thing. No wonder they invented Slanesh. I suppose invented is the wrong word. He's carrying his own banner in his hand, as opposed to it being mounted on a backpack, which is different. Now, in my opinion, old school banners... This is my impression of a banner, by the way. Old school banners need to make a comeback ASAP, or ASP, as my friend would have once said. There's something about seeing those free-handed homemade banners that added that extra little bit of character to miniatures, and the plastic moulded ones you get nowadays just don't seem to have the same feel and effect. Another unknown artist up next with this battle scene. It's some Imperial Land Raiders attacking some sort of fortification. There appears to be a very tall chap in the top of the bunker operating the weapon. He looks a bit like the Death Troopers from Rogue One. Now that was a good movie, unlike all those other new Star Wars sequels. Yuck. I still remember the state of shock from watching The Last Jedi. Was it a dream? Am I still dreaming? Strange days indeed. So here's a generic Harlequin lady jumping in the air, or maybe getting dropped in by some sort of airlift. She has the best weapon in all of 40k, the Harlequin's kiss. You do not want to get kissed by that. It'll do you in, worse than a kiss from one of the ladies I once met in Great Yarmouth. Not sure how I survived. Also, are they lipstick marks on the leg pattern? If so, that's incredible, and I need to see that done more in the future. When I get around to painting some Harlequins, I will be sure to forget I wanted to do that. Horus, the Necromancer, by Gary Harrod. I refer to him as the Necromancer as that's what my AI program referred to him as. I'm pretty sure he isn't really called a Necromancer. Now, I can't tell if it's lightning or wispy hair on his head. If it is wispy, it looks like the old guy from the Phantasm movies, a movie I still haven't seen, but I do keep meaning to. One day we shall put that right. The Last Trouper by an unknown artist. Here is an Imperial guardsman taking on a host of Harlequins. The Harlequins have this sort of weird glow around them that makes them look a bit like ghosts or spirits. Maybe it's their camouflage cloak things. The guardsman also has Reagan written on his head. Do you think that's a nod to Ronald Reagan from around the same time? I think the spelling is wrong though. There's also a lot of litter on the floor, something that looks like snapped sticks. It's odd. It's a lovely piece of art though. Now I have to say, I do think the original style of Imperial Guardsman is still my favourite. Just the aesthetics of it. I like his sort of belly hat. He's got like a bell helmet, like a pair of sunglasses. This is sunglasses apparently. A really long rifle. The las gun. Someone said it's a Rizar pattern or a Rizar. Never knew how to pronounce that. And he also has an awesome flak jacket, which looks considerably like the flak jackets and body armour. I'm trying to get comfy here. Body armour they wear in the RoboCop movie. So if you want to see what guardsman armour looks like, go watch the first RoboCop movie. Very square pads. Russ Nicholson is back. Back with more marine art. This one has some sort of cool power weapon, and I say it's cool because power weapons are cool. It reminds me of some sort of giant syringe. I hate syringes, they make me faint. On the streets, we call this needle phobia. I think it's also called that off the streets. The Marine is a space wolf, an early space wolf. Check out the original Space Wolf logo. It's a thing of beauty. Also, the Marine's bionic eye looks like it has the lens of a torch. It's massive. That's a flashlight for all you Americans out there. I know they're watching because I checked out my audience demographics once. This one is a death jester of the Harlequin variety. The lore says they make their costumes out of the bones of previous death jesters, or something like that. It reminds me of something H.R. Giger would do. I think he did that on the set of Alien, using bones in the sculptures. It's rather disgusting, but you can't knock his work. Oh, by the way, I still don't know who drew this piece. This is a very energetic and dynamic piece, again by Russ Nicholson. It portrays some Marines at war with an unseen opponent. The cracked concrete on the sides suggests it's some sort of urban combat. You can see the word kill on the Marine's shoulder pad. You saw this a lot back in the Rogue Trader days. Usually it's spelt with only one L though. I wonder what the origin of that was. The unknown artist is back with more Eldar, and this time it's a Harlequin Warlock. Now, I'm confused. I know Eldar have Warlocks, so is this the same sort of Warlock? Is a Harlequin Warlock the same thing as an Eldar Warlock? Or are they different? Someone please let me know. He's holding that strange crystal weapon that you see in the 2nd edition and beyond rulebooks. I never realised it was shown anywhere other than that. There's also a cat, and I think it's a Gyrinx. Gyrinx are awesome. This one appears to only have one eye though, and I thought that was only for trouser snakes. So as you can see, we are halfway through renovating the new studio, and I have sun, and I have since cleaned some of the bits out. There's a light down there, but someone's written something on the floor next to it, and it says, "If you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel." That means you, Russell. If you are enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below or up here somewhere. Russ Nicholson has drawn a Marine stabbing an orc. It's very good. Someone once told me that the Marine in this picture, his arms are bending the wrong way. Maybe he stabbed the orc so goddamn hard, he put his elbows out. Ouch. Due to his helmet and his heraldry, I believe this is a chaplain. It could also be a crimson fist or an iron hand with that logo. The logos back then were, how shall we say, fluid? The sword looks like a lightsaber, and I think early power swords were basically lightsabers. Trick or treat! The Eldar have come knocking by the unknown artist again. I do like the bucket the Harlequin is carrying, and I'm sure he can get some nice snacks in there. What the hell is that for anyway? The guy behind also appears to have his sword on a lead. Why? Does he think it's going to wander off or something? Weird. Now, a chap I knew that collected Eldar told me that warp gates look a little naughty, the sort of opening that Giger might draw. Giger became Tiger with my autocorrect there. Anyway, what I mean is that it looks a little like a vagina. Here's another Marine by Russ Nicholson, and I'm pretty sure this one is an Apothecary. Back in the day, they used little potion bottles as their logos. It's very 80s and very cool. He's dual-wielding bolters too, so that is awesome. There's some text written on his shoulder pad that doesn't seem to be entirely readable. What does it say? Love something? Love hate? Love me do? Love kill? I don't know. The guys at the bottom are either really short or just heads. Or the Apothecary is standing on a platform. It's probably that. This one is called The Dance. This is a dance I like to do sometimes. I also have all those hands reaching out to grope me. This actually looks what I imagine Segarak to look like, the laughing god of the Eldar. It could be Kegarak, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't think I've ever heard it said officially. Now, is that his hair or a big flare of energy? I guess it could be both. This is Warhammer 40,000 after all. Behind him is another Harlequin vaping, and I can't believe vaping is in 40k. It's already taking over the high street. That really is an awesome dance. I'm going to have a go at it myself. How good was that, eh? This is a Space Marine. It's a Space Marine by Russ Nicholson. Now, for some reason, someone's painted an ice cream on the Marine's shoulder pad just above his Space Wolf logo. Maybe he holds the record for speed eating ice creams or something. Or maybe it's just the Rogue Trader era librarian logo. He also has a couple of lovely trophies, severed orc heads. You don't see so much of that these days. I wonder why that is. It's an awesome picture regardless. The unknown artist returns with more Eldar. This is a Mime. The Mime appears to be wondering what the fuck he has a mask laying around his house for. What is this? Why is it here? I think in universe the mask is used for some sort of shape-shifting, face-changing thing. I guess taken from the Tleilaxu. I could never pronounce this word. It's a race in the Dune universe. Tleilaxu? The Tleilax? The Tleilaxu. Is the T supposed to be silent? I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the next part of the Dune movie. What did you guys think of it? We have another Marine, but I bet you can't guess the artist. Well, it's Russ Nicholson again. Check out the haircut on this chap. It's incredible. If I was a younger man, I might have that style myself. There's no excuse for you lot though. Off you go to the hairdressers. It's so good, it has some sort of wow flash on the top. A wow flash. That's a phrase I literally just made up. It's a bit like Lightning McQueen's ka-ching. This guy also has a huge bionic eye. This time it looks like a giant Casio watch screen. Or one of those old fold-out travel alarm clocks. Did you ever have one of those? I'm pretty sure everyone had them in the 80s. And is there a beach ball between his legs? So that was some more exciting Oldhammer artwork. What did you think of that? Which one do you think was the best? Let us all know in the comments below. If you want to see some more Oldhammer artwork, and I know you do, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.